Hey everybody, it's Coach Collard here with Arizona Short Sale TV. Today is Friday. You're probably watching this this film on Monday, I guess. Anyways, we want to bring something to you today, a little bit different than normal, and we're still talking to the consumer. I'm going to be talking to you around short sales, obviously, ArizonaShortSaleTV.com. We're going to cover listings and you, the consumer, as a potential seller of a property. What you need to hear from a real estate agent, specifically us here at ArizonaShortSaleTV.com. We want to help you. We want to inform you and empower you to make better decisions. We don't want to tell you what to do. But at the same time, because we're more informed and a little more empowered than you would normally be because we're in the industry every day, we're going to strongly suggest some certain things happen. And if you don't do that, you're probably not going to be able to work with us. And I'd like to see more agents take that approach because we exclude a lot of consumers because they're unrealistic. So I want to share with you something that fits in line with that. Then I'm going to discuss a certain figure from this book. This is called The Shift Book. It was written by Gary Keller back in 2008 is when it rolled out, but 2007 was actually when it was published originally. But it came out as something called Breakthrough to Mastery. So it was topics of characteristics of a shifting market because Gary Keller and Keller Williams saw that happening and coming. So by the time we hit 2007, 2008, we were fully in a massive real estate shift. And what we might mean by shift is that the market shifts dramatically. Generally speaking, sales cycles go from seller to buyer or from buyer to seller, or we shift opposite of whatever it's doing. In this case, we went from a massively appreciating market to a massively depreciating market. Now, it is unknown to a lot of people that we're not just in a distressed property market, but we're in a depreciating distressed market here in Arizona. A lot of people don't equate those together, and a lot of people think if they are together, they're only always together. A distressed property market and appreciation or depreciation, they can both apply. Meaning, since 1999, or actually even probably before, but since I've been in the mortgage and the real estate business since 99, foreclosures have been doing this annually since then, since 99 and going up here in Arizona, Maricopa County specifically. In the last 2 or 3 years, they've went from this to like this, and so it's increased even more. But those 99, 2000, 2001, through all the way through 2006 and part of 2007, values were still going up, massively appreciating based on the products, based on the economy, based on a lot of things going on in society. Since then, we're still going up with foreclosures. It's actually increased, but now we're in a massively depreciating market. And here in Arizona, we're actually in a second dip as far as values go. It's softened even more. A lot of people nationwide don't deal with that, but we do here in Maricopa County. So what I want to talk to you about is in the concept of shift. Gary talks about in the opening here that the first law, if you will, or principle of shift is that you've got to, it's 12 tactics for tough times basically. And number 1 here says, get real, get right. We've got to get our mindset corrected, and then we've got to take action on that. So mostly this book is for real estate agents so that we can communicate messages to you, the consumer. But what I've seen is that there's a lot of consumers that aren't willing to get real and get right even when an agent suggests it. So let me just post you up right here and let me be really right in your face. If you want to sell a property in today's distressed property market, there's a strategy and a proven method to do so. It's not theory. It's not click your heels together. Dorothy's not going to go to Kansas and get you home. It's not going to happen by hoping. It's going to happen with a distinct intention and a specific strategy. So let me describe it to you. Traditionally, in a traditional property market, and we've talked about this before, there's 3 things that generally sell property: condition, location, and then price. And price is usually tertiary to these first 2, and you can switch those, condition and location. Sometimes it's the other. But that's a traditional market. We are not in a traditional market anymore. We're in a significantly depressed or distressed property market, and we're depreciating into a second dip. What does that mean? Well, there's 3 things that sell a property in a massively distressed property market that's depreciating. And those 3 things are price, price, and price. And I'm not just making it up because it sounds good. You go out there and look. Short sale listings, REO listings that pop up, they're lower, and they continue to go lower to get people to look at them. Mortgage money's tightened up. There's less buyers available. Since the tax credit went away, less buyers available. FHA's taking on more foreclosures now, so they're strict. They're trying to open up their guidelines, but they're getting more strict as well. Conventional guidelines are continuing to be strict. There's a lot of stuff out there now. Slowly but surely, it's going to open up, but it's not fast enough to help our dying economy because we happen to be in a deceived economy which says borrow money in order to make it strong. It's a whole other issue. We'll talk about that on some Sunday. We'll preach on that one. But here's what we're really getting at. Price, price, and price are what's driving the market. So let's say you're an unrealistic seller, and yes, I'm talking right to you because you know who you are. We've had this discussion, and we've said no, and you're still sitting out there listing your property, hoping that it's going to sell, and guess what? It's not going to do. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to sell. The problem is that most people will not follow the model or follow the idea that the market's already going down. So you've got to consider, if I really need to sell, I'm going to have to beat the market. How do you do that? Well, let's go to the figure, and I'm going to read off here because I've got it up on my screen. But number one, first and foremost, fair market value declines during a market shift. So we're in a market shift, and fair market value is going down, and it's just heading in a slope like this. So let's just draw it like this. Seller hopes initial price will draw a high offer. So the seller hopes that initial higher price is going to get a higher offer because, oh my gosh, there's something special about your property. Hey man, I respect the fact that you've done up your property. I respect all your upgrades and your $600,000 pool and all that cool stuff. But guess what? In this depressed economy, when people are looking at price, price, and price, and they don't care about condition or location, they're shopping perceived value, not real value. So the perceived value is based in price, and you've got to beat them there, but that's not happening. Then third, market interest is fragile with high inventory, and interest wanes very quickly. So what happens is people jump around from property to property. There's so much inventory, and as that inventory gets out there and more of it gets there, they have less interest in specific properties, and they're more looking at a deal based on price. Number four, saleable price is impacted by the declining market values, staleness, and competition. Guys, it's just going to keep going down. Then what we see is number five, that agents and homeowners start reducing the price, like you're going to get close to the sales market, but you're not going to get there. Why does that even make sense? Why would you chase the market down trying to maximize your dollar when you got no shot to get any dollars? Beat the market. Go there day one, and you're going to maximize what you don't lose over the next 7 or 8 months if you don't do that and get realistic. Properties sell when buyers see attractive prices. That's what it comes down to, guys. Let me give you an example. And this is proven and proven and proven. Now, the numbers are still outrageous, but it's been proven. 2007, 2008, properties in Queen Creek were just going to foreclosure. Queen Creek, Maricopa, a lot of different places as far as going to foreclosure. And there was tons of them. And values started crashing basically in those areas. Interesting thing though, because there's so many properties out there, when they got to a certain price point, they started being snatched up. And why is that? Well, because at certain price points, specifically, let's say in Maricopa County, not Maricopa the city, you get to a certain place under 100 grand, 100 grand or less becomes affordable for mass numbers of masses, not just the regular masses. So you don't have just the buyer on the street, but you have investors, you have cash buyers, you have people that have home equity lines of credit where now they can write the check, they can do all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot more buyers available at a lower price point, and so they're waiting for it to hit there. Does that make sense? It's a really interesting thing here. Let me pull this back up because it closed. I want to close out here. I hope you guys are getting this, and I'm going to challenge you to reach out to us because I know I'm probably stepping on some toes, but it's very intentional today. The last piece here is the cost of overpricing is amplified after a shift. What does that mean? Well, ultimately, if you need to sell or would really strongly like to sell, you need to get real and get right now, because what you're going to do is you're not only going to rob yourself of any potential profit or the ability to sell the property, whether it's a short sale or otherwise, but you're also going to chase the market for so long that you're going to contribute to extending the depreciated market, not only in value, but in how long it lasts, because you're not willing to just go ahead and get there, sell your property, move on, get your property out of the inventory flow and get things going. So really, I want to sum things up here because I'm probably right about 9 minutes. This is about the cost of overpricing in a shifted market. I'm going to let you know, if you work with ArizonaShortSaleTV.com, buyer or seller, you're going to get strategies. We're going to educate you on the market, and we're going to develop a specific strategy that meets your needs, not our philosophy. We're going to have standards, and you're going to have to follow those standards if you want to work with us. But we're going to give you more better information so you can be educated and empowered. And that's the power stroke, guys. Because it's not about squeezing $20,000 out of a lemon. Sometimes it's better to take 12, knowing that 12 is better than nothing. Because if you wait too long, you're going to get nothing. Unrealistic sellers, high prices, they don't sell on the distressed property market. Get real, get right. ArizonaShortSaleTV.com signing off. We'll see you soon.